How you doing? This is Melvin Brown. Welcome back to Melvin Brown Experience. Today is not going to be a topic, but today is going to be another story time. So I remember it was the year 2022. A client calls me. I didn't hear from this client since 2020. So she called me out the blue. So I answer the phone. We catching up. We laughing. We giggling. And you know, I asked her updates like how your case doing and everything. She say, Melvin, everything worked. I destroyed the jar. I'm like, okay, cool. Do you need anything from me? She's like, no, I just want to catch up with you. So me and her was on the phone about an hour just talking, lollygagging. And I say, yo, if you need anything, just let me know. I lie to you fucking not. A week later, she calls me. Melvin, I'm going through a lot. I say, yo, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Melvin, I think I'm in love. I said, okay, cool. You want love? Congratulations. So what's going on? No, Melvin, like, I really like this dude. I'm like, all right, tell me a little bit about him. His name's such and such. He's from my hometown. He's cool peoples and everything. He's a real man. I said, okay. So how long you been talking to him for? About like a month and a half and everything. I'm like, damn, girl, you moving too fast. You sure you ready for this? Like, yeah. But Melvin, I need to talk to you. I'm like, what you mean you need to talk to me about something? What's wrong with him? Like, what, he gay or something? What's wrong? She's like, no, Melvin. Look, listen. He locked up right now. I'm like, yo, for real? Where you met this guy at? She met this shit from an inmate website. Like, you know how them websites you can go on the inmate.com and everything? So, you know, and I told her, I'm like, yo, you gotta be careful them jail niggas. She's like, what you mean, Melvin? I'm like, yo, them jail niggas, they ain't got nowhere to go. So, yo, they gonna love bombing the shit out you, so be careful. She's like, no, Melvin, he not like one of them dudes. I said, let me see a picture of this nigga. Bro, boy, like a light-skinned Tyler Perry cash-picking ass nigga. Like, this nigga was handsome and shit. I'm like, all right, yo, you know what? I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna keep my comments to myself. You pick your poison. She was like, okay. So I talked to her for about an hour and a half and everything. And I said I was gonna call her back. I got off that fucking phone. I'm like, yo, the fuck is her problem? What's wrong with her? Like, oh, she had to say, Melvin, I want to find true love. Like, this woman thinking she can rehabilitate a fucking convict. Like, she is stupid. Dumb niggas are the most manipulative niggas in the world. Like, everybody got that one fucking uncle or that one fucking cousin. Soon they go to jail, they just be sitting there, they got time. All they do is read books all day. So when they read books all day, when it's time for them to leave, they know how to manipulate and shit. That's why they become so smart, because nothing but time. So I ain't here for about a few weeks. All of a sudden, I get a phone call. I see her name, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go. I'm like, yo, what's up, baby girl? Melvin, listen, do I have your permission to put you on three-way? I'm like, three-way? The fuck you mean put me on three-way? She's like, yeah, I'm going to put you on three. I'm like, nigga, I am not talking to a nigga from jail. Every phone call is recorded. She's like, Melvin, no, it's not recorded. I'm like, what you mean it's not fucking recorded? He got a cell phone in there. I'm like, oh, all right, come on, put him on three-way. Because when a nigga got a cell phone in jail, oh, he the plug for real. He the plug. So I talked to him. I introduced myself to him and everything. He was fucking respectful. He was very polite, very humble. And I'm like, yo, in my head, I'm like this, yo. I'm like, yo, this nigga must did a violent crime, bro. Because I'm from the hood. When you see people real respectful and real polite, oh, they the ruthless niggas. He must have crashed out on something. So I'm like, bro, how long you been locked up for? He was like, yo, I did 3 years. I'm like, all right. And I said, bro, all due respect, what are you serving right now? Homie said he was looking at a 4 to 10. And I asked him, I said, bro, all due respect, what did you do? And be honest with me, because I'm going to be honest with you. If it's something about harming kids or any type of way, I don't want to work with you. He was like, never that. The cops caught him riding dirty. All right, cool. That's none of my business. And I told him, I said, bro, do you know how this shit work? He was like, no, but I'll give it a chance. I said, look, your girlfriend, that's my homie. I'm going to look out for her since she paid me good money. I'm going to try to get you out of jail, but I can't guarantee nothing. If you doing that bid, you got to do that bid. But doors will open. I don't know if it's going to be a program. I don't know what's going to happen. Just take the opportunity, do what you got to do. He was like, all right, cool. So my homegirl, she give me his date of birth and everything. I do what I got to do. Now, me doing this ritual, I don't think it's going to guarantee work, but I'm like, fuck it. YOLO, I got paid for it, so I'm going to give it a try. I lie to you not. I did that ritual. Within a year and some change, homie is in a program. A few months later, I get a phone call. My client is happy as fuck. Look, let me give y'all the example. So she called me. I answered the phone. She hype as fuck. Like, Melvin! I'm like, yo, what's going on? He was in a program. He got accepted and he be home. What wound up happening, the following weeks later, he did come home. He was whining her. He was dining her, giving her everything she want. Dick, food, love, attention. My client had it made in the shade. So he calls me. He tells me, thank you. I didn't hear from him for a few months. All of a sudden, I found out months down the line, homie got a job. I ain't talked to her then. All of a sudden, 2023 happens. I get a phone call at 4 o'clock in the morning. I hear my client screaming and crying, and it's so bad, she can't even complete her sentence. That's how bad it is. So I'm thinking the worst, because you know the homie fresh out of jail. I'm thinking something happened. No, nothing did happen. What wound up happening, all of a sudden, he just snap on her, crash out, cuss her the fuck out, talking about he needs some space, he need time to think. Now listen, I ain't the smartest man in the fucking world. Well, when somebody say they need time to think, what the hell that tell you? They don't need time to think. It's somebody else in the picture. So I already knew what time it was. And my client was in desperate need, like, can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? Can you help me? And I said, the spirits don't want me to help you. And she said, why? I said, because you got to learn through this phase, man. It's a learning lesson, man. Like, you got to understand, you don't put two and two together. She was like, no. So I said, how about this? I put the truth spell in the air and you figure it out. So I do the truth spell. Turned out he went back to his baby mama. He changed his number. And then the following 2 months, he's proposing to his baby mama. And my client is so devastated. She can't believe this. She's sad. She mad. She depressed. She took vacation time. And she been working at her job for 10 years without no vacations, no breaks. So you do the math of that. That's a long ass time. That's borderline fucking sabbatical. So every day she was calling me, Melvin, I pay you this amount of money if you could bring him back. I say no. Melvin, I double the money if you can bring him back. I said no. She had an attitude. I ain't talked to her. 2 months later, she calls me out the blue. Melvin, how about this? Since it's income tax, I tripled the money so you can bring him back. And I said no. Here's the reason. When I fucks with you as a client and I fuck with you and we got a bind, I'm not going to let you repeat the same dumb shit. Because what's going to wind up happening is you're going to keep repeating that. And every year, since that man truly didn't love you, you're going to keep renewing this shit over and over and over and over and over again, and again. Is that considered love work? Or that's just having a rent? That's like a rental. That's not love work. That's just a form of slavery some type of way. So basically, I talked to her, told her about herself, and I told her, I did it for you, but I'm not going to let you keep going deep down the rabbit hole. And she's saying, Melvin, please, pleading, begging, crying. Here's the catch. That man don't love you. If I bring him back, you're going to go through the same shit over and over again. Since that man don't love you, you're going to pick up some bad juju. You got a good job. You making good money. You could find yourself something. But I understand where she's coming from. The dudes that want her, she not interested in. But the dudes that don't want her, she highly interested in. See, she the type of girl that got a good job. Went to school, got her degree, you name it. But she got a bad habit of picking fruits from a bad tree. She got a bad habit staying in the loophole for toxicness. And I asked her, when was the last time you had a real man? She never did, sadly. She always fell in love with the fuck boys. And you gotta understand, when you a certain age, that shit get old. When you a certain age, that shit get played out. Because it's the same story over and over and over again. So me being a good spiritual worker and being a good friend for her, I decided to give her a healing ritual. Then I put some justice in the air. What wound up happening with her healing ritual, she felt better. She not attached to him no more. She's still trying to find love to this day, but she's okay. Now, when you take your path, and you learn your lesson. Then the big blessings come. So, here's the catch. She got news that her ex-boyfriend that she went back to jail for a domestic dispute. And it wasn't his baby mama. It was another woman. His dumbass calls her the following fucking month and tell her everything. Turned out, homie didn't come home from a program. Homie snitched. And the funny part about it, last week, because my client went to the court case, he fucking got convicted. He violated probation, and basically, he got to do extra time with the domestic violence. This is Melvin Brown. This is the Melvin Brown Experience. I hope you like this story. Hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe. I'm out.